But the Indiana Fever went all out for Caitlin Clark's logo drop. So there was a lot of excitement already fluttering about Gamebridge, and energy was high. They definitely spared no expense in letting everybody know that Caitlin Clark does have a new logo out. The arena was actually covered with t-shirts that said Caitlin Clark was here. The outside of the arena had her logo everywhere. She even showed up with all these accoutrements with a CC logo in it.
The WNBA is in full-blown meltdown mode and has no one to blame but itself. Its most electrifying star, Caitlin Clark, has been sidelined for weeks for what started as a minor groin tweak and somehow spiraled into a month-long absence. In her wake, the league's deepest flaws are being exposed for everyone to see.
But the more these up-and-coming next-generation young guns enter the league, it is becoming more and more apparent that the WNBA veterans did not do much to really advance the game of the WNBA. They didn't really develop the game as much as they'd like to think. You have these rookies coming in and doing in one season and doing in less than a season and half a season what it's taken these vets of the past 600, 700, 800, 900
While
games
Clark
to
sits
do.
on the bench in street clothes, Nike just dropped a bombshell that's shaking the basketball world. Her new signature logo is here, and early buzz suggests it's poised to outsell and outshine anything any other WNBA player has ever touched. It's a brutal reality check, one that makes the rest of the league feel even smaller under the weight of Clark's already massive shadow.
Listen, Caitlin Clark had a huge announcement today. The new Caitlin Clark logo is out. She took to Twitter and said, tune in, logo collection coming soon. Signature product dropping 2026. I think we getting them new CCs, them logo 3 CCs in 2026, y'all. It'll be no more Kobe PEs, which we've loved. We about to get them Caitlin Clark sneakers. Let's take a look.
Let's talk numbers. When Nike unveiled Caitlin Clark as its newest signature athlete on August 25th, debuting an interlocking C logo that looks more polished than half the league's marketing, something shifted. Nike stock had already been surging, up 3% after her Kobe-inspired sneakers sold out in minutes back in July, fueling a 17% rally since their last earnings beat. But this is different. This isn't just another collaboration. This is Nike betting $28 million over 8 years that Caitlin Clark alone is worth more than the entire WNBA combined.
If you are hoping to get your hands on the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker, you're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana Fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail price.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe. But let's be clear, the panic isn't about one logo. It's about what that logo represents. Clark just became only the third WNBA player to land a signature shoe deal with Nike, joining Aya Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu. But here's the kicker. She's the first female basketball player in Nike's entire history to have her own personal logo.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that A'ja Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon, with signature shoes coming in 2026. Now, this is going to be her logo for all of her Nike stuff that is Caitlin Clark official stuff.
Not just a shoe, not just apparel, a logo. The kind of branding that puts you in the same breath as Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. Meanwhile, most WNBA players are still fighting to get casual fans to even remember their names. And the timing? Absolutely brutal. Clark's been out since July 15th with that groin injury, missing 15 straight games. The result? The WNBA's ratings didn't just dip. They collapse like a house of cards in a hurricane.
Clark has been a lightning rod for attention since entering the league. She brought in new fans, national media, and even primetime slots. Her absence isn't just hurting the Indiana Fever, it's apparently impacted the entire league's momentum. But this also sparks a deeper conversation. Is it fair for one rookie to carry the weight of an entire league's popularity? You see, critics say the WNBA's marketing has leaned heavily on Caitlin Clark, while longtime stars like A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and others deserve more spotlight too. On the flip side, others argue Caitlin Clark is the draw, and the ratings prove it. Some even wonder...
The All-Star game without Clark? Down 36% year over year. From 3.44 million viewers to just 2.19 million. Games that were supposed to be marquee matchups turned into ghost towns on TV. Earlier in the season, a Fever, Sky Showdown pulled in 2.7 million viewers. The rematch without Clark and Angel Reese? The numbers were so embarrassing some networks stopped releasing them altogether.
Caitlin will never be paid what she's worth by the WNBA because it is quite literally impossible for them to pay her what she's worth. An economist at Indiana University Columbus calculated that Caitlin Clark was responsible for $36 million in economic impact to the city of Indianapolis, and that she is responsible for 27% of the entire WNBA's economic activity for this past season, including attendance, merchandise sales, and television. One player.
In 2024, her rookie season, Caitlin Clark accounted for roughly 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity. Yes, more than a quarter of the league's ticket sales, merchandise, and media value came from one player. Sports finance expert Ryan Brewer found that 1 out of every 6 tickets sold league-wide could be traced back to fans showing up specifically to see Clark. She moved the needle for attendance in a way nobody ever had. The Indiana Fever's home crowds averaged 17,036 per game, a league record that actually surpassed the NBA's Pacers, totaling over 340,000 fans in 2024. Strip away those crowds and the WNBA's record attendance celebrations start to look hollow. Sure, the league hit 1.58 million total attendance in 2023 and was on pace to exceed 2.5 million in 2025, but everyone knows what fueled those numbers: the Clark phenomenon. And Nike knew it too, locking her into a long-term deal and building an entire product line around her was a no-brainer. And Miller, Nike's EVP of Global Sports Marketing, said it diplomatically in the press release. Clark is an exceptional basketball player and an outstanding ambassador for the game. In corporate speak, that's basically, we're building our entire women's basketball strategy around this one person. Nike is betting that giving Clark Jordan-level treatment today will translate into billions tomorrow as she becomes a global face of women's hoops.
Means as much to their league, whatever league it is, as Caitlin Clark means to the WNBA. And no person has done more for their league than what Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA. Patrick Mahomes does not mean that much to the NFL. Steph Curry does not mean that much to the NBA. LeBron James does not mean that much to the NBA. She is a monster. When we look back on this, Caitlin Clark will be for the WNBA what Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were for the NBA. If this thing ever becomes as big as some people think it can become, she will be the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. You needed 2 of them to take the NBA to another level. You needed Magic and Larry. She doesn't need anybody.
As if the WNBA didn't already have enough problems with Clark's sideline, the rest of the league has been gutted by an unprecedented injury crisis. What started as bad luck has turned into a full-blown catastrophe. According to Next Hoops, players have already suffered 212 injuries this season, leading to 859 games missed, with 2 weeks still left in the regular season. That includes 10 ACL tears and multiple MCL injuries. The Golden State Valkyries alone have racked up 27 separate injuries. This isn't random. It's a systematic failure that's shredding the league's credibility and its ability to protect its most valuable assets. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's Nike deal makes it feel like she's playing an entirely different league. Her Kobe-inspired sneakers and Fever colors sold out in minutes, with resale prices climbing to $600 on shoes that retail for $190. That's not just demand, that's mania. That's the kind of cultural firestorm Nike is betting will translate into billions over the life of her contract. The WNBA keeps pretending it isn't dependent on one player. But the numbers don't lie. Without Clark, viewership is cratered, dropping from the 2 to 3 million range to as low as 459,000 on some broadcasts. The lead has gone from proudly posting every viewership stat when Clark plays to suddenly going quiet when she doesn't. That's not strategy. That's desperation wearing a disguise. And for the other players, it's painful to watch. The same stars who wore "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts during All-Star Weekend are now watching Clark Lock in a deal that dwarfs their entire career earnings. Nike isn't just paying Clark, they're paying her Jordan money. Michael Jordan money. The kind of money that comes with one expectation: global domination.
A 10 for 10, and a lot of people have been getting on Nike because they don't feel like they have been promoting Caitlyn as much as they should. But I will say we have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like in the past month or so, they have been tweeting about Caitlyn more, and then obviously with this shoe release, they made this super sick commercial to promote it. And of course, just today, Caitlyn Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner like camping out trying to get the shoe.
Clark's logo collection officially launches October 1st, with navy and yellow t-shirt dropping September 1st, and her first signature shoe set to debut in 2026. But here's the part that's really going to sting. Clark wasn't just the face of this rollout. She was in the room, shaping it. Nike designed the logo with Clark fully hands-on. The two interwoven C's represent her connection with fans worldwide, while smaller hidden C symbolizes how her game was built from the inside out. This isn't just merchandise. This is storytelling. This is brand building. It's marketing sophistication that makes the rest of the league look like amateurs. And the financial implications? Staggering. Sports economist Ryan Brewer had already projected Clark's economic impact could hit $1 billion this season, before the logo announcement. Now, the sky's the limit. When one person can move stock prices, sell out arenas, and generate viewership numbers bigger than playoff games, you're not just talking about a basketball player. You're talking about a cultural phenomenon.
And I'm here to tell you, they dropping some merch too. Now you can pre-order Caitlyn Clark signature t-shirts, man. Nike wasted no time in getting the ball rolling for the Caitlyn Clark brand. Now, I've been pretty vocal about this. I believe they're turning Caitlyn Clark brand into a luxury athletic brand. Hence why the logo looked eerily, this is just my theory, to the Gucci logo. But I will say this, though. It is a unisex logo. You can tell by how the logo is designed. You can tell by how the logo is made. It is definitely a unisex logo. And guys, I'm telling you.
And the WNBA? They're stuck watching their Golden Goose recover from an injury that should have been handled better. In a league that proves day after day it can't protect its stars. This injury epidemic isn't just hurting performance. It's killing narratives, wrecking storylines, and making it impossible to build sustainable star power when the league's biggest names keep breaking down. But the psychological warfare? That's only just beginning. Other players are about to watch Clark return to empty arenas packed with 15,000 fans wearing her logo, buying her merch, and chanting her name. They're going to see Nike marketing campaigns that make anything the WNBA has ever produced look like a side project. They'll witness firsthand what it looks like when one player is irreplaceable in a league full of replaceable parts.
The Caitlyn Clark collaborations just keep coming, ladies and gentlemen. The God Caitlyn Clark has now done a collaboration with Stanley, man. You know how huge this is? You know how many ladies love they Stanley Cup, man? And now you got the most electrifying woman in women's basketball collaborating with them, man. I can't wait to see what it is. Is it going to be Clark's logo on the Stanley Cup, man? What is it going to be? Good job, Stanley, picking up Caitlyn Clark to do a collaboration with y'all, man, because this is going to be huge, man.
Nike's investment in Clark isn't just about basketball. It's a bet on the future of women's sports. They're building their entire women's basketball strategy around one person, and that person is Caitlyn Clark. The league may be celebrating record attendance. 2.5 million fans and counting. But everyone knows the truth. Those numbers exist because of Clark. The moment she went down, Ticket prices crashed, games were moved back into smaller venues, and the entire house of cards started to wobble. The Golden State Valkyries sold out all 16 home games. The Fever led the league in total attendance. But strip away the Clark effect, and you're left with the same league that struggled for relevance for decades. Clark's return is inevitable, but the damage to the WNBA's credibility may be permanent. They've proven they can't survive without her, can't protect her, and can't replicate what she brings to the table. Meanwhile, Nike is positioning her for global domination. With a logo built to outlast her playing career and merchandise designed to generate revenue for decades.
You know, just trying to be that kind of soundboard for her and that voice, having gone through something kind of similar and, you know, knowing obviously it's really unfortunate that we don't have her, but, you know, she means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing. And I think you're able to see that with just the excitement in Indy right now, regardless of if she's playing or not.
In the meantime, Nike has effectively crowned Caitlin Clark the queen of women's basketball. The new logo, the upcoming Clark-branded apparel collection, the planned 2026 signature shoe, it all cements that Clark isn't just a WNBA star. She's a standalone brand. When she steps back onto the court wearing her logo on her jersey and shoes, it won't feel like a simple return from injury. It'll feel like a coronation. Nike's message is loud and clear. This is the player who will carry women's basketball into the future. The WNBA, belatedly, is realizing it never really had a choice. The fans made it from the moment they started tuning in by the millions for Clark and largely ignoring everything else.